What do you think that other cultures, predominantly let's say Western, non-Indigenous cultures, can learn from what your culture has?
Most importantly, to care for each other and to have I suppose, a regard and a respect for the land and for the environment. That's most important in terms of how we as Indigenous Australians relate to the land. And it's interesting that you arrive here in Adelaide at a time, and certainly in Australia, where global warming has become a major agenda. But they never ever stop and think, well, we were causing this damage many years ago and we did very little about it, and now they're facing the consequences. If they just had more respect and regard for the land back there a long time ago, then they wouldn't be in that predicament now. The other interesting factor in terms of mainstream living here in South Australia, in Adelaide, is the problem with the water supply from the main river here, where the river is drying up because we're kind of in a drought situation. But when you look at what's happened over the years in terms of the way that the white man has used that water and the consumption of it, they had no respect for how to best manage that, in my opinion. So the strongest message I can say is that for non-Indigenous people, that respect and that embracing of the importance of the land and the environment, don't damage it, because you got to live with it. You got to live together, and you got to respect each other. And when you start doing that, and doing that in a way that takes care of long-term relationships, then you'll both enjoy the benefits. And it's always sad when you go to some parts of our country and you see big holes in the ground, where the white man's come along and he's dug these great big holes, and it's called mining, but they don't think down the track in terms of the damage that's doing to the environment. And you can go to, I suppose, other parts of the country, and you'll see how they have basically abused the country, and then they wonder why that dear old soul of ours called Mother Nature then responds. And our biggest concern is that damage that they do without that regard and respect. I think the other important thing is how we, as Aboriginal people, care for each other in a family structure, and have a set of principles about making sure that we care for each other and we look after each other in a way that ensures that the quality of life for all of us is going to be maintained, and that we look after all of our young people, and particularly our old people, and that's most important. So there's also that message, I suppose. And I suppose the third one relates to how white people can learn from the way that we are able to operate as Indigenous people in situations that white man has presented to us, with all the different kind of demands and pressures and, I suppose, diseases, and for the white man to understand that these type of things weren't here before they came, and the responsibility that they should take in trying to help us to deal with all those things. Now, that's a bit of a flip in terms of what you're asking, but it's one where I think it's a message of saying, besides damaging the country and the land and the environment, you've also damaged us, and you've got to take more responsibility for what you've done there, and do more in terms of fixing those problems up. So I think that's, and there's probably others, but they're the main ones I would say, yeah.